Please forgive. Too many mind.
Too many mind?
Mind
Watch that thing, son.
Mind
Watch it.
people.
Let him go, Andre.
Mind the enemy. Too many mind.
I heard Decoys talk about ending their careers by hurting a dog. You know what I'm saying? So I was blessed enough to be on a dog that was very, very experienced and knew what she was doing.
Key ingredient.
Yeah.
That's the without that, you can't be and I see it in the industry today because of social media. I see now I love the passion of a lot of the decoys, and I understand they won't, but you cannot learn from an inexperienced or a dog equal to the level you are. The dog has to be better than you, more seasoned than you, to help you become the decoy you want to be. There is no other way that works like that.
Yeah.
And you're
All right,
blessed.
so
That's a blessing.
So we walk out, right? And I'm just giving an example. I'm gonna give an example of these are the questions I have myself. So these are personal questions for anybody who's watching our stream.
Okay.
And so I come in and we're gonna talk about the first thing is equipment. So typically I don't typically start my dog with a suit. I typically start off with targeting wedges or soft sleeve, puppy sleeves. Is that something you would advise from your standpoint
Without
as well?
a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't skip. I go rag, I go to sleeve, and I go to the suit. I don't like to skip because no dog and no puppies go hunting. I'm mimicking all the nature shows that I've always watched from a kid, from Mutual Omaha to Crocodile Dundee. I'm only mimicking what I watched, all the nature shows. I don't see no puppies going hunting.
Nah.
Puppies don't bite hard. Puppies haven't experienced anything. So when people put puppies in a situation with a man in a suit and they expect this dog to excel, it's a puppy. It's a juvenile. His mental is not even anywhere close to where he should be. So how can his physical be there?
Facts. And so I love the way you're using the puppy psychology, because even in the wolf pack, they'll bring the food home, drop a solver piece of tissue on the ground, and let the puppies learn to use their back teeth, learn to grip.
That's it. It's all. I mean, people watch the show. Mama ain't bringing home even a cheetah. You watch a cheetah, and the cats are the same premise. They bring a small baby gazelle home, and they'll see if they're willing to take it down. If they not, they far from ready.
Yeah.
If she brings it and kills it, and they can't even open it up to eat, they really ain't ready.
Facts.
That's telling you they don't even know how to bite hard enough to open the prey up. So why would I take or think a dog or a puppy because I've seen other videos of other people's dogs. Why would I consider or think my dog should be doing that? I don't put juvenile or puppies in a position of an adult or an older, more mature dog. That's just not what I do.
All right, and I want to bring this up to Smoke because this got me cussed out. And I think a lot of new greenhorns will get run off for this. But if you are the handler and you got a decoy and you're supposed to be almost simulating that back tie, and you give because my decoy was coming in and he was presenting his forearm, right? And luckily he knew the dog. But I gave and my arms jerked and he got a bite. Thank goodness we weren't doing civil aggression. It was, he had a suit on, but I got cussed out.
Yeah.
I got cussed out. So I think people need to know that's coming, because I didn't know until it happened. Like, bro, like, this is for real.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there is a thin line. When we tell people don't move, they really truly don't get it. They are emulating the pole. The pole gives none. It don't move none. And honestly, a lot of people, this is when I came up, this is how I learned it. And I don't think a lot of people realize this, especially the people that consider themselves starting on the personal protection. When you hold a dog back set, you are training your body and this dog to understand if you're in a situation of personal protection, what they call it in the, in the US, United States, hold it, stand your ground. If I'm holding my ground right here and don't move, a person has to move around me in wherever the distance of that leash is, the 6 foot leash. He has to stay outside that 6 foot leash because the leash and the dog are preventing that person to get to me. So this is where you begin to teach the dog how to make sure nothing can get to you. You understand? A lot of people just dismiss back tying. That is the most crucial because in a real personal protection situation, if it's two people, not just what if it's two people, three people, the only way you're going to be able to keep those people away from you at that distance is if the dog knows how to stay tight at the end of that 6 foot line. But if you keep moving, inching, the dog constantly keeps coming forward, back because he don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you've constantly, consistently trained him to hold that leash, hold your ground, you should be able to work in a swivel. Now you're center and nothing should be able to get around you. And I think a lot of people don't realize in concept that when we say back set, you're setting yourself up. This is your safe place. If done correctly, nothing can get into your safe place. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also with that, so we've established our perimeter. We talked about keeping the decoy safe because I would love to train, and I probably could get further if I had a real decoy around.
Oh, no question.
So the purpose of this video is anybody who works with me in Arizona day to day, when I come out to see you, that I'm coming out there to get a real session, and I'm coming out there already prepped, and I want to prove the training with you. Does that make sense? And
No.
a lot of people don't realize that. All I need is somebody
that's the key.
catch
That's
my
the
dog
key.
without giving spinal compression. You know what I'm saying? And knows how to pivot when I need them to pivot if they're down with my dog. That's it. That's all I need.
Yes. And the decoy's job when you're back set is to actually teach the dog how to work on that leash as a team with you. Agitation is just not getting in front of the dog and doing all this stuff I see everybody doing, making dogs mean. That is, it's really teaching the dog how to work with the handler on the line, extended. The dog is the extension of you on that leash. The dog is an extension of you. If it doesn't have a clue, if you're not consistent on what you're doing with the line, what foundation have you built? Foundations are solid. Buildings get built on foundation. But if you're inconsistent on your foundation, how does the dog know what to do in the situation when the RPMs go all the way up? If them RPMs have gone all the way up and he's never understood what to do and why to do it,
blow them gas.
It is what it was.
Yeah,
you said it. It's just gonna blow. It's gonna blow a gasket. And when you go back to what you were saying about us being safe, all I want people to do is, I tell people, if I tell you to hold the leash here, and you end up here, I'm bit. This distance, I'm bit. Don't move the leash. Make the dog work at the distance you have him. Now, if you're extended here, stay there. Stay here. But don't come back and forth. Don't give the dog play because you think, he could have got that. I could help him. Nothing in the wild helps them get in the animal's mouth. No mammal jumps in a dog's mouth. Nothing out there in the wild helps the dog die. I mean, the prey get in the dog's mouth or the cat's mouth. None of that. So this misconception of let me give him one more inch or 2 more inch. Nothing is doing that. So you're only mimicking something that's not even happening in real life in the wild.
Facts. All right. So we got in there. We talked about basically keeping your decoy safe. If you're going to do this work, you got to keep both people safe. And the handler is the least threatened of anybody in this situation. The dog can get hurt, wrong, bad catch, bad placement of a bite, neck gets twisted or something like that. You know what I'm saying? God forbid you fall and break a leg.
Good.
But and then we talked about your injury is getting bit as well. Now, the one question I also had is burning in me is I'm about to purchase my own suit because typically I go to clubs to use their suits and they never fit. So parts of my body that shouldn't be exposed are exposed.
Yeah, buddy.
And so, are there any companies like Demon A or Ray, what's the name, Ray Allen? Are there any companies you suggest specifically? Because I plan on making this investment one time and it lasts them for a while.
I just say meet Demon A in the sense of the total and complete safety in the suit for you. The suit actually compresses.
Yeah,
I love Demon A because the material, as it gets more worn, more used, it compresses. When a dog is coming at you at 30 miles an hour, when they're grabbing you and biting and striking onto something, their teeth need cushion and compression at those speeds to whip, to spin. All of that in the Demon A is the safest to me. That's what I've found in all my. I've never had another suit. Now I've tried other brands. I just like the Demon A, and especially once the Demon A is broken in, it's way worth its weight in gold for puppies because the older a Demon A suit is, the better it is for your young dogs.
Yeah,
because now it's so broken in. A young puppy that I might have taken off the rag, I just want to see how he bites the suit before I introduce him and start my sleeve work. I just want to get an idea of what he looks like countering on a soft, nice, broken in Demon A. So that's what I recommend as far as like, the suit. I just recommend the Demon A because I say it's safety for you and your dog.
Facts.
The most important.
All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about too is in a fresh suit, your movement is kind of stifled, so your timing might be thrown off.
It's horrible. It's horrible. You just understand. If I get a brand new suit, I am not going to look like I'm as experienced as I am. That's just what it is because the suit is stiff.
Yeah.
It requires so. Like literally, all I recommend is you just find hard biters and just let them. The suit needs saliva.
Yeah,
I'll say it again. The suit needs saliva, and saliva don't come from dogs that are holding on to the suit. Find you some crushers and let them just bite your suit. That's the real way to really get a suit broken in. It's just saliva and sweat, literally.
All right, and then the other things I want to talk about was because the suits like that's honestly, if you don't know what you're doing, I would stay out of the suit. And most people, even
I would
basic,
definitely stay out of it. If you don't know what you're doing, just look at it. Just because I'm gonna be straight up, and I don't mean to step on nobody's toe, but I'm gonna say it. Half of these dudes that's willing to get bit shouldn't be getting bit.
Nope.
Just because you're willing to get bit don't mean you should be. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Also, man, it's another thing about being a decoy because I'm not a decoy, but that's something I want to add to my. I want to be an entry level. I want to be a guy you come over. I'm not catching nothing at like how you be catching them and they be flying. I'm not doing none of those catches. I'm telling you to your face. If you were going to show me how to do it to protect the dog, I would. But like I said, I've only had the dogs walked up to the suit and like either laid on me or maybe a 15-yard and I'm fleeing and I do a catch like that once with a presser and I got put on my face. All right, that dog put me.
That's
on my
a
face.
big dog to stand on a flea. That's a big dog.
Yeah, we was having some beer and the guy he owns a ranch up in San Marcos, so he blows trees, so he was having a good time, man. It was just a good time, but
he knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
He definitely had a little idea what you was
Yeah.
gonna go through.
Nah,
That's
he had a
nice.
lot. He had a lot of idea because what they did was this was my first. This was my first introduction to the suit, and so we started off with the small dog. We started off with the bull terriers, and you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
and the staffies and the staffy bulls, and then the only pits there was mine, you know, and so then we
Okay.
got into some crosses, some they call them boar herders, which I don't believe is a good
Yeah, yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Personally, I don't believe the boar herder is a good choice of a dog to I think that's just too much intensity. We'll talk about that later on too.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
so then we got to like the bull herders and the crosses, you know, the band dogs, and then
Okay.
finally this guy he has 15 presses. He has a breeding program, yeah, and so they're world class, you know,
Ooh,
and so
1,500
yeah.
pounders.
So no, so
Ooh.
the female that took me down, $1.25. Yes, sir, female,
Ooh, yeah,
and
bro.
supremely athletically built. She looks
Oh
like
yeah.
an XL bully, but it's a presser. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no loose
Presses are
skin.
explosive.
Yes,
They are. You, the person that don't know might not know that dog can jump as high as it can leap as high. They got a hell of a athleticism.
and their main male, he's a nasty dog. And I was like, I saw somebody else get bit, and he was a really experienced decoy. Like he traveled state to state doing decoy work, and I was like, hell no, I'm not getting bit by none of these dogs. This dog is crazy because when he countered, he was like here, like maybe like closer to the elbow. When he countered on that bicep shot, he was in the guy's armpit. I'm like, no, I'm not getting bit by that dog. That's
I'm
crazy.
about to say that
You
his
know?
muzzle got to cover the whole
Yeah,
complete
yeah,
suit.
yeah. So it's just here. And I got some video, you know, I sent them to you in the back chat or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
would love to check that out. Yes, sir. And it's crazy
Yeah,
because when
man.
I came up, there were not a lot of Masala, these bulldog, these 20 before 25 years ago. I don't remember. There were no cane corsos like that. There were a few presses, but not a lot. There was not a
What's
lot of these dogs, the
what's them
big
Canario?
dogs.
The Canario dogs is popular, and on the East Coast where I was at is not the Presa Canarios, but the
Which one? The
man.
Fila?
Nah, so the Fila and the Doggy de Bordeaux, I've never even seen one of those in person before. Like, to be honest with you, like nobody has them where I'm at. But there's another Canario style with a name in it, but it's not a Presa. Anyways, if it comes to me, I'll bring it up. It's irrelevant. But yeah, man, like there's a lot of these dogs, like you were saying, that are deceptive. Like a dogo, I talked to a partner of mine. He said he got bit by a dogo. I've never been hit by a dogo, and I don't want to be hit by a dogo after talking to him. But I think stuff like that would be trade off, and I don't think people realize it, man. Like they were like, yeah, we took your dog, now you know, come take a bite from our dog.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it is. That's how it worked. That's how it was. When I came up, that's how it worked. You get if your hard biting dog gonna bite me, then my hard dog biting dog gonna bite you.
Yeah.
So we always
Yeah.
called it swap work.
Yeah, but like I said, being green, I didn't know this. I went there thinking, okay, I'm gonna spend a little bit of bread with this club. They're gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna leave. And that's not how it worked at all.
He said, "No, sir, huh?" The suggestion box was. They said, "Get on in here."
Yeah.
You can fit right on in the suggestion box.
And then so this was here in Texas. Back east, one of the things, I don't know how it worked out there, but like some of the things that people don't realize was field care. So at the Schutzen Club in South Carolina, they had an outdoor field. It was almost like a little football field. And you know what the rookies, the greenhorns, or what in a karate class, the white belts, you get your ass out there and you rake the field, or
You with all that. You
Yeah.
picking up sleeves, you getting the cans, the bottle. When everybody finish, get the water cups, pick it up. And if I gotta say that to you too many times, it almost goes back to the way your parents raised you.
Yeah.
Because I'm here I try to tell people I'm here making sure hopefully I can make sure you can feed your family off of this.
Yeah.
And don't get hurt. You know, this is an art form. That's one thing I noticed. People don't realize this is an art form. This you know, the skill we possess, it don't just come to you like it don't just rain down on you. You have to get good at it. So when a person at my level of decoying shares that knowledge with you, I just hope people really just don't dismiss that. You know?
Smoke, I gotta say this to you, man, because it's funny as hell that you say this. So the classes I went to, all right, you got the leader of the class, right? And so I went in there
Okay.
thinking, okay, this is the guy I found, his pictures all over the website or whatever. And I get there and he's got a chick that's going out for her shuts in 2, right?
Okay. Okay.
And so I'm like, I don't want to work with her, I want to work with you. But you got to realize that when you're working with other people, that gives that person a chance to get mentorship as well. And I didn't like it at first because this girl was 18. And at the time I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't
I
want to work with
understand.
her. But it was a humility thing. But she
You
was
got to.
good. She was good. And it gave her the opportunity to mentor.
And that's another thing too. And almost you really to put your dog in front of a woman first, and not like I'm sending my dog on women, and I'm not. I don't want them to do all that. But if a woman out of nowhere attack me or do something and mean me harm, I just would like my dog to know you can bite a woman.
Yeah.
So that right there, that's a blessing in itself. Because when I was coming up, I only knew maybe 2 girls getting in the sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was
But
none on the sleeve like that. None.
But her healing, bro, because I'm not gonna lie, she was better at the handler side than she was decoying. But her healing, because it's something about women. Like women, when they reward the dog, their octave is so pleasant. Like women,
Yeah.
good boy.
Well, they know how to turn it on and off. They know how to regulate their personality. It took me a while to realize that was one of the things coming. I'm young. I'm being tough, hard. I'm not. I didn't talk like all that. I didn't. Good girl. I didn't talk like that. So when I would hear everybody training, I'm like, man, talking to me dog like a punk. I'm trying to be tough and how I normally am. But what I started to realize over time was all these people that's out here acting silly, talking all weird, doing all these, letting their demeanor down and giving a persona that I know that they're not normal. The dog is reacting to it.
Yeah.
So I realized the only way I'm going to really get to their level is I have to switch and change my personality. And once I did, like I always tell people straight up like this, especially guys, if you feel silly, if you feel stupid, if you feel uncomfortable doing, what you're doing in front of people, you're doing it correctly.
Yeah,
That's
you're
it.
learning.
You're learning because it shouldn't be comfortable. You're not used to going around people and talking kissy to your dog, especially men. I mean, we might not never do that. But if we don't learn how to fluctuate and differentiate our personalities, your dog won't do it. It's like me taking you somewhere. If we go out somewhere, you say, hey man, watch my back, Smoke. I gotta know, I can't go in here just acting a fool watching your back. I gotta know it's a certain way of demeanor of handling myself to let everybody know I'm with you. I ain't letting nothing happen to you, but I'm not gonna cause a scene. That's the dog's job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He should just walk with you or be with you because you're in a situation of tension. The dog shouldn't escalate that situation. You're the handler. You should escalate that situation. The dog could be on point, ready for it, but I don't need him starting nothing that hasn't happened yet. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so as far as stability goes, man, that's crucial, man. So my dogs are really stable, and it hurts me because I do confirmation shows with my dogs as well, man.
Oh, that's good. That's good shit.
I would think so too, but it's the problem with it. With the American Pit Bull Terrier, animal aggression is considered not a bad thing in the show ring. So my dog is out there, and he's damn near healing next to me in the show ring, and these other dogs like barking, like trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
And luckily the judges have been around dogs long enough to know that, all right, this dog is not scared. This dog is focused.
And he's confident.
Yeah, exactly.
That's confidence, bro.
Yeah.
If I can walk somewhere where I don't know, your dog can walk like that, he's basically telling you, I'm into my daddy. I don't care what y'all talking about.
Yeah. And then we took best male in the show. So like I said, the judges, man, they were happy with him, bro. So one of the things I wanted to kind of get into before we shut down our live, because we already at the 50-minute mark, man. And like I said, I plan on doing a series with you, bro. This was dope. Because
fun.
When I found you on here, bro, I was like, man, this dude don't know it, but he been my mentor for 13 years. So
Man, I've been appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I hope to keep on mentoring straight
for
up.
sure. But look, bro, I wanted you to talk about the Bushi and talk because we talked about it offline, but I really wanted you to share that theory because it goes right hand in hand with my channel, bro. Right hand in hand with the channel. Yes,
There it
sir.
is. That's the mentality right there. That's because the word is, you know, a lot of people use the word Bushido, but we
Yes,
were
sir.
talking, and the word is Bushi. Bushido means warrior school. Bushi alone is just warrior. Before I came in the game, I was a Bushi. Before I put on the suit and sleeve and all that, my mentality was of a warrior. So what I did is I took the lifestyle I was living, my mentality, and I just focused it into dogs. And I'm able to give them what they need to bring out the RPMs and the you know the personality that we need in personal protection or sport, whatever, just working a dog, building a dog.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, man. Like that theory, man. It's crazy how when I first, because it's maybe 3 or 4 decoys who I really follow. But man, I listened to you talk about the Warrior Code and the Blade Riders and Valhalla and all these things. I was like, these are all things that I already researched. You know what I'm saying? And I was
That's crazy.
when I found it, was like, man, that's super dope. And so I had to get you on here, and I'm hoping to get you to be a regular when I go live on
I'm with
Wednesdays.
it.
If you'd be interested in going
I'm with it.
live,
I'm with it.
but yeah. So like I said, we're at the 50-minute mark right now, so I'm gonna shut down this
Yes,
week's
sir.
interview. But if you got more time for more interviews, bro, we can run this thing
I
back
got
because
time.
there's yes, sir. Yes, sir. So hey, y'all, once again, this is Smoke, aka the Boogeyman, aka Doggone Decoy. They can find you on Instagram. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Doggone Decoy at I mean, yeah, as Doggone Decoy, the Boogeyman on
Yes,
IG.
sir. Yes, sir. Hey, so we're gonna shut it down
Blessings to
here, y'all.
everyone.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I'll let y'all later.
Thank you.